everyone. In this session, we are going to discuss Chapter 7 Water and Air. Brief summary. Air and water are essential for life. Without air to breathe and water to drink, we cannot survive. Air and water have different properties. They look, feel, and behave in different ways. So, in this lesson, we are going to discuss spectacular facts about air and water. Table of content. In this lesson, we will discuss about layers of the atmosphere, composition of air, properties of air, water, properties of water, impurities of water, and purifying water at home. Let's get into the lesson. Air. First of all, what is air? Air is present all around us. All living things need air to breathe. We breathe in the oxygen that is present in the air. The blanket of air that surrounds the planet Earth is called atmosphere. It extends to hundreds of kilometers above the Earth. Troposphere. So before saying about troposphere, let us know that there are layers of atmosphere. The atmosphere has several layers which cover our Earth. The troposphere is the first layer above the Earth's surface. It extends up to 15 km above the Earth's surface. Change in the weather occurs in this layer, and the aeroplanes fly in this layer only. Stratosphere, the second layer of the Earth's atmosphere. It extends about 35 km from about 15 to 50 km above the Earth's surface. The ozone layer forms the upper part of this layer, which acts like a shield that protects us from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. Jet planes usually fly in this layer. Mesosphere, third layer of the atmosphere. It extends from 50 to 80 km above the Earth's surface. In this layer, temperature begins to fall as we go higher. That is why it is known as cold layer. Meteors or rock fragments burn up in the mesosphere. Thermosphere. Thermosphere is the fourth layer. It extends from 80 km above the Earth's surface to outer surface. Here, temperature increases with height and can rise to as high as 3000 degrees Fahrenheit. This layer is known as the upper atmosphere. Space shuttles orbit the Earth in this layer. Exosphere, the fifth and the last layer of the atmosphere. The air here is very thin. Beyond the exosphere is a vast empty space. There is no air in this space. Artificial satellites orbit the Earth in this layer. So now let us see some importance of the atmosphere. Some of the ways in which the atmosphere is useful for us are: it keeps our planet warm. It provides us with air to breathe. The ozone layer in the atmosphere absorbs the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. The atmosphere helps in recycling water through the water cycle. Composition of air. Actually, air is not a single component. It is a mixture of gases. It contains many gases which are useful to plants and animals. Not only plants and animals, to us too. The gases present in the air are nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water vapor. These gases are present in different amounts. Air consists of 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen, and remaining 1% comprises a number of other gases such as argon, neon, and carbon dioxide. Water vapor is also present in the air. The amount of water vapor varies in the atmosphere from place to place. Properties of air. Air occupies space. Air is matter and therefore it must take up space. So here is an activity to demonstrate that air occupies space. For this you will need glass, bowl of water and cotton wool. Press a piece of cotton wool into the bottom of a glass. Put the glass upside down into the bowl of water. Take the glass out. The cotton wool is dry. Now tilt the glass lightly and put it into the bowl of water. Air bubbles are seen and water goes into the glass. What happens here? What is happening here? In step 2, the cotton wool was dry because there was air in the glass and water could not go in. In step 3, we see air bubbles, which means air escapes out and water goes in the glass. This shows that air occupies space. A simple example for this is the balloon. When we blow the balloon, it becomes bigger. But when we take off the air from it, it becomes thin and loose. So this also says that air occupies space. Air exerts pressure. Here is another activity to show that air exerts pressure. Air pressure is the force exerted on your body by the weight of air molecules. To prove this, you will need a soft drink can, a glass tumbler, and screwdriver. What to do? Make a hole in the can with the help of a screwdriver. Try pouring the soft drink into the glass tumbler. Make another hole a little away from the first one. Now again pour the soft drink into the tumbler. When one hole is made, the soft drink comes out very slowly. Once the second hole is made, it comes out fast. Air enters the can when the second hole is made. As air enters the can, its pressure pushes the soft drink out. Air is needed for burning, definitely. The oxygen in the air keeps a fire burning. There can be no fire without air. For this, you will need candles, glass, table, and matchbox. Take candles and place them on a table. Light them and see them burning. Put a glass over one of the candle. What do we observe? We will see the flame of the candle covered with the glass will go out after some time. This is because the candle will use up all the oxygen in the glass. When all oxygen is used up, it will not be able to burn anymore and get extinguished. There is another activity also for this. For whenever something catches fire, we are advised to put some sacks on it. Why do we do so? We do so to cut the supply of oxygen in that place. If there is no oxygen, the fire will stop burning. So it gets extinguished. This is what did in fire extinguishers. Air has weight. Air has weight. An empty gas cylinder weighs less than a filled one. This is because gas has weight. The following activity demonstrates this properly. We need balloons, stick, and sellotape. Blow up 2 balloons so that they are in the same size. Tie a string to each balloon. Tie each of the balloons to each end of a roller tight enough so that the string does not slip. Tie a string loosely around the center part of the ruler. Now prick one balloon with a needle. You will see that the ruler tilts towards the inflated balloon. The inflated balloon has air in it, and that is why it is heavier than the balloon which is burst. This proves that air has weight. Uses of air pressure. We use air pressure in many ways. As we suck with a straw, air pressure reduces in the straw. Air pressure pressing down on the liquid in the gas makes it rise into the straw. This is how we drink juices. Toys such as pouching clown are inflated with air. They retain their shape because of air pressure exerted from inside. Doctors are able to use syringes to give injections. The air is removed from the syringe by pushing in the plunger, and so the liquid medicines rise into the bottle. As you can see in this, we may use it for straw and in the injections and in vehicle tires too. Even in your cycle's tire, they are filled with compressed air. They can bear the weight of a vehicle and help it to move. A hand pump functions due to air pressure. When the handle is brought up, the air pressure inside the pump is reduced and water moves into the occupied space. Now let's see about water. We know commonly about water because we are using it every day, each and every second. Other than air, water is the most important substance needed by living beings. Living beings cannot live without water. We need water for drinking, bathing, cooking, and many other activities. So let us see what are the sources of water. Water fills the ocean, seas, rivers, and lakes, and which cover more than three-fourths of the Earth's surface as surface water. It is also found inside the crust of the Earth as groundwater. Rainwater is the main source of water on the Earth. It is the purest form of natural water and free from impurities. Let us see how this rain is formed. There is a constant cyclic movement of water throughout the globe, which is called water cycle. We already know that the heat of the sun evaporates the water from the water bodies. This water rises up and changes into water vapor. During this process of evaporation, impurities are left behind in the water bodies. When the water vapor goes high up in the atmosphere, it condenses to form clouds. Properties of water. Before seeing properties of water, let us see how the rain falls down. As the water vapor condenses to form clouds, the water drops in the clouds condense further to form bigger drops. These drops become heavier and fall on earth in the form of rain or snow. This is called precipitation. This cycle of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation continues in nature. Now let's go back to properties of water. Water is a highly unusual substance with various unique properties. These properties make its use important and essential in our daily life. Water acts as the universe solvent because it dissolves many things. It has no color, taste, or smell. Water is found in all three states of matter: liquid, solid, and gas. Water can absorb a lot of heat. That is why it is valuable to industries. It is also used as a coolant in vehicles. Removing soluble impurities. First, what of all, what is impurities in water? Rainwater fills the pond, lake, river, oceans, or seas. When it flows, it carries dust, germs, waste products, and other impurities with it. Some of these impurities dissolve in water. Impurities are of two types: soluble impurities, germs and bacteria, and insoluble impurities, mud, sand, or stone. So, how can we remove these soluble impurities? Most soluble impurities can be separated using two processes: evaporation and distillation. The process of converting a liquid to vapor is called evaporation. How can we convert a liquid to vapor? Yeah, by heating them. Water containing soluble impurities like salt is heated. Water changes into water vapor and escapes. The impurity salt is left behind. That is why we are advised to drink water after boiling it. Distillation. Distillation can be done on a small scale in a distillation flask. When impure water is heated, it starts boiling and steam is formed. This water is free of impurities as they are left behind a distillation flask. Pure water is collected in the collector. Removing insoluble materials. Insoluble impurities can be removed by using two different methods: sedimentation and decantation. When water is allowed to stand in a container for a few hours, the impurities settle down at the bottom of the container. This process is called sedimentation. The clean water is now poured into another container without disturbing the settled impurities. This is called decantation. Filtration. We can also pass water that contains insoluble impurities through filter paper or a thin cloth to get clean water. This is called filtration. For example, tea is poured in cup after filtration to get rid of the powder. Now let us see about purifying water at home. Impure water contains disease causing germs. Drinking water can be made germs free by the following process. Boiling. The best way of purifying water to remove bacteria and germs is boiling. We should boil water for about 15 to 20 minutes. Chlorination. The process of adding chlorine in water to kill germs is called chlorination. Chlorine is commercially available as tablets. We can make use of that. Interesting facts about air. Do you know that average human breathes over 3,000 gallons of air a day? Children are more susceptible to air pollution. 70,000 die annually in US from air pollution. It diminishes ozone and increases climate change. Now let us see some interesting facts about water. Roughly 70% of an adult's body is made up of water. Somewhere between 70 and 75% of the earth's surface is covered with water. Composes 75% of your brain, makes up 83% of your blood, and carries nutrients and oxygen to your cells. Water does all of these. Moistens oxygen for breathing and carry nutrients and oxygen to your cells. Water helps convert food to energy and regulates body temperature. Water removes waste and protects and cushions your vital organs. Water composes 22% of your bones and makes up 75% of your muscles. About 40% of the US population uses groundwater as drinking water. Approximately 400 billion gallons of water are used in US per day. Only 3% of Earth's water is fresh water. Dewatering is the process of removing water from solid materials and soil. That's all. We have reached the end of the lesson. Stay home, stay safe, and happy learning.